Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
How about that tornado drill?
Dude, that was the best tornado drill.
You and I wound up in the building garage.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
Next to
all the C-level executive Range Rovers and whatnot.
yeah, we were next to Brad's car.
Were you?
It was pretty nice.
I don't know what each of them drives. They all kind of seem to drive the same car, basically.
Yeah, it's like there's either SUVs or really nice Lexuses.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like luxury SUVs,
yeah.
Range Rovers and
This was
whatnot.
like the Toyota Tacoma limited edition Echo Pants President's Rolls, like type level of luxury.
Oh, that sounds like a fabulous made-up
like
car.
Only heads of state get to drive those.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, so I think it's interesting that they still feel like they can cram our entire company into the basement of one building on our campus right now.
Well, they're building a second building. It's got a basement.
They're building a fourth building, but it's the second building with a basement. Yeah, and it'll be a huge basement.
So far,
but that's like
it's
2
the
years away.
second building because it's not connected right now.
True. We could consider all three of our current buildings one building.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. I'm excited about the parking garage.
That should be opening this month.
Yeah,
because
I'm
when
excited.
we went to the prom, they were spraying it.
Paycom prom.
Ooh.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I had a good time. You had fun for a minute.
I had good until about 9:30, and then I left. I was like, bye.
Bedtime for Josh.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, we had fun. It was a good
I went back
time.
in the room and watched a couple Let's Plays and some Miraculous Ladybug and went to bed.
Nice. Have you finished Miraculous Ladybug?
Yes.
Did we talk about that last time?
Yeah, I'm working on my second watch
Yeah,
through.
that's right. You know, because of the prom, we had to record early last week, and I don't like it when we record early because by the time we get to the next recording, it feels like it's been forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy recording.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's a good de-stressor.
it is. I have fun doing it,
Especially Fridays, because then you unwind, and then we're into the weekend.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
I have to edit it, which isn't honestly, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and by the way, you've gotten really good at editing. Not
I've
that
been
you were
trying.
bad at the beginning, but you really learned some tips and tricks along the way.
Did you like that one a couple weeks ago where I cut it? And
Yeah,
then we
you went to
started
the outro, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, no way!" Yeah, that surprised me. So good job, dude.
Donka.
Yeah. Any news in the news? Any
Well,
news in the news?
first off, welcome to the Animation Station podcast, episode 32.
That's right,
Look at that, I
32.
remembered.
It's our first March to the Stars episode for our Sci-Fi month. That's a fairly good theremin. I was waiting for the cough.
It was too
Every
high.
time you try to do a voice or a sound effect, you always end up
Well,
coughing.
Dude, when you have to get high, you're like...
You tend to go for the ones that make you stretch.
It can't,
Oh, that's
you can't do it.
amazing. That's amazing.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Gavin.
And yeah, like Evan said, this is our March to the Stars.
Yes, I'm so excited for this month. I think it's a really cool theme. Sci-Fi month. I think we should do it every March. Do March to the Stars and do sci-fi stuff and just revel in space and robots and
So we've got
time travel.
We've got March to the Stars. Then we've got Audience Appreciation April.
Yes.
Then Anime.
Ha ha ha.
And then
June.
June.
Gavtacular June.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Gavin's birthday month. And then July is... That's D23.
Yeah, July's going to be interesting. We should hit our...
It may be...
I think the very last episode in July is our 1 year, like the last episode for a full year.
Yeah, our episode 50 is actually the one that we pull out the week we go to D23.
Oh, really? That's cool.
That's episode 50.
That's a good milestone,
Yeah.
50.
And then I don't know what we're going to do in August. We need to come up with something in August.
Yeah, you want to do Super September.
Super September.
Cool.
Then we've got Spooktober 2, the Respookening.
Yes, I love it.
Then we've got Naughty November. We don't have Naughty November. I just made that up.
We could do that. I don't
And
know.
then we've got our special December this year to coincide with The Last Jedi, as we're doing a, I don't know what to call it, but it's Star Wars all through December.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
We're going to have Liam and Manoa. We're going to talk about
Sweet.
probably Rebels and the
Clone Wars.
Tartakovsky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be
yeah,
fun.
I like it. I still haven't tried out Rebels.
Well, see, I bought the first season on Amazon.
Oh, that's right.
But
You
they
told
don't
me this.
include the first episode
so
in that.
dumb.
So it's like, well,
Yeah. You have to buy it separate, right?
yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. I don't get it.
So it made me not want to watch it. So I've bought those since, I've had those since like before we started the podcast.
Really?
I just haven't watched any of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, speaking of cartoons on TV, isn't there some news about some cartoons on TV?
Yes, we do have some news. TV-wise,
Mm-hmm.
DuckTales
Yes.
is
Woo!
coming this September. Starring David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, and aren't some cast members of SNL in it?
Bobby Moynihan's in it.
And Beck Bennett's in
Beck
it,
Bennett's
right?
in it,
yeah, that's awesome.
I haven't seen Beck Bennett in a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
He's Putin on like every other episode of SNL right now.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
You're right. I'm not thinking of Beck Bennett. I'm thinking, who's the guy who's King George in Hamilton now?
Who is that? I did hear who it was.
Yeah, him, the dude who used to be on SNL.
But I can't think of who it is right now.
Yeah, him. That's who I was thinking of.
Charlie's gonna punch me if she hears this. She probably won't.
She
though.
won't. She doesn't listen. She's just your wife. She doesn't listen.
Although in this movie we are gonna reference a musical, which happens to be her favorite musical, so
Yeah,
she
it's the
might.
Music Man.
No.
Well, that's the best musical.
So DuckTales, when does it come out?
Summer.
Summer?
Yeah.
Like the very first day of summer, it's
I don't
out.
remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you interested in watching it? I can't decide.
The only reason I would watch it would be for David Tennant.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And a voice actor
They were
thing.
like, we should get a Scottish person. How about we get the 10th Doctor and the Royal Shakespearean Theatre's Hamlet? Yes. So it goes, so he was the Doctor, and then he was Hamlet, and then he was...
Now he's Scrooge McDuck?
He was in Jessica Jones. He was the bad guy.
Oh, okay.
And now he's Scrooge McDuck. So...
Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, it's a weird progression for him.
Is he Scottish?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Cool. Yeah, I'm on the fence about it. I'm not really blown away by the artwork that I've seen so far. The character design, it's like they really
Huey, Dewey, and Louie look stupid.
made that concerted effort to re-stylize them and make them look sort of similar, but mostly just kind of a brand new style. And I don't know if I like that brand new style.
Well, like, Scrooge kind of looks the same. Donald looks the
same.
same.
He's stylized too.
But
yeah,
Huey, Dewey, and Louie are like,
yeah.
What happened to these? Did they get dropped on their heads? They look really bizarre.
It's an interesting choice. I agree. So we'll see. I might let it play out a few seasons before I give it a try.
And we had, the season finale of Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Yes.
Season 2 came out this week.
Yes, which you can't stop talking about.
Nope. There'll probably be something at the end of the episode where Josh just talks, so you can tune out if you want.
Nice.
But they announced season 3 will begin this summer.
Okay. That's
and
quick.
Then, yeah. And then, they like what they did with, Starberry and just threw everything.
Got it out real quick.
Yeah, just like, here you
I'm
go.
just still surprised that they'll be ready for new production that fast again.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
I'm hoping they're not jumping the shark.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll talk about that a little bit, later.
Cool.
But yeah, hopefully. And they also confirmed season 4. So
dang.
Yeah, season 3 coming out and season 4 confirmed.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I was hoping it was only going to be a 3-season show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like it. I really, really
love it. You
don't
want it to be like the next Simpsons and go on for decades?
I don't want it to, ruin its welcome.
I gotcha.
Because like what Gravity Falls did. Gravity Falls 2 series done, perfect. You can come back to it later, but there's really no reason.
Right. I agree.
So, other than, we want to go back to Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, there's no. I don't want Star to go on for 6 seasons,
right?
And it only be good for the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, I get that. I totally do. I hate when a show gets watered down just for the sake of lengthening it out. So you're gonna give us a little review of season 2 at the end of this episode?
Yeah, we'll do it at the end.
All right, cool, guys. Well, if you want to hear Josh's review of that, stay tuned to the very end, and you'll hear it. And I'm sure it'll be quite interesting.
We also got Trolls 2.
Yes, I saw that.
April 10th, 2020.
Whew, that's a long ways out.
Yeah, it's like...
That must have done well at the box office. Have you looked up the box office numbers?
I still want to see it.
I mean, I feel like Justin Timberlake alone would be enough to bring in...
2020 just seems like a long time.
Well, I mean, that's only 2 2/3 of a year away, really.
But I mean, like, what happened? Like, look at Hotel Transylvania. Mm-hmm. Hotel Transylvania, when did they come out with the second one? Like 2 years later?
Was it that fast?
I think. What about the
Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Well, who made Trolls? Not every studio has the level of production to be able to put something out real quick. They might have other things lined up before it, so they can't necessarily just put that ahead of the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay,
they might have 2 or 3 other projects in the works already. So we should look that up. I'm kind of interested to see.
But they better call
what else
it
they're working
Trolls
on.
2 Electric Boogaloo, or else it's just it's gonna be awful.
That's hilarious. We still need to see that first one and see if that's awful.
Well, like, it can't be too awful.
It looked really pretty, and I'm interested in seeing it.
The nut job, making a second one of those.
Yikes!
That's coming out.
Yikes, indeed! Wow.
Ugh.
So I have a little tiny bit of news.
Go.
Josh Kane, did you see the new Cars 3 trailer?
So let's go ahead and go into our topic. We watched...
You're a one-trick pony, dude. You try and do that every time. One-trick pony. You're a one-trick My Little Pony.
Aww, which one? Name one.
Blue one on your shelf behind you.
No, that's not one.
I can't remember any of their names. Something like Pinkie Pie.
There you go.
Yes!
For whatever reason, everybody remembers Pinkie Pie.
Because it's a silly name.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anyway, Cars 3. They came out with a new teaser trailer. Absolutely nothing else is revealed. Just a little bit more footage of pretty much of the race where Lightning crashes. It might include footage of other races too, but you can't differentiate at this point. And then there's one shot of him racing along a beach, which looked really cool. But it's more the same, but I was tickled pink to see a little bit more footage. I'm dying for this movie to come out. As you know, it's my movie of 2017. There's nothing I'm more excited about than Cars 3. No. Your Name would be second or third. Probably second. Yeah, second. But Cars 3 is the one for me this year.
Man, oh man.
And I hope it lives up to the hype, because I'm like putting my life on this movie, man. It's just like all I can think about.
Did you put your life on Cars 2?
A little bit. Like, it wasn't
Did you die a little inside?
as much, because they made that one pretty apparent what it was going to be. I feel like they're going to leave us a little bit
They haven't given
hanging.
us a whole bunch for this one.
Right.
I remember
and I like
the Cars
that.
2 stuff, and they were like, boo, 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 look, there's spies now, and
Yeah.
Vader made a fart joke, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so anyway, that was released during the NASCAR event that happened this last weekend. And the Cars and like Owen Wilson and other people involved in the franchise are like going to be at a bunch of NASCAR events throughout this year to kind of promote it. And what I heard from our friends over at Cloud City Cast,
I was just about to bring up Cloud City
Cast. They're really good about. They're better at the news than we are. They're aces at the news. And
they kind of have to be. That's what they are now.
Yeah, that's true.
They just do
that's
news,
true.
And it's great.
And anyway, they were talking about how at these NASCAR events, they're actually going to get some of the first releases of the Cars 3 merchandise, which is kind of sweet. It'd be awesome if you're
going to drive down to Talladega and get some Cars swag.
Where's Talladega? Isn't that like in Tennessee or something? Or Alabama? We don't know where Talladega is.
I watched Talladega Nights, but
I know.
I don't remember them saying what
somewhere
state
in the
they were
South. I mean, I've always
Daytona,
kind of
that's in
wanted to
Florida.
go to a NASCAR race, but I never have.
I hear they're loud.
I hear they're very loud. You wear earplugs.
And they're long, too.
Yeah,
And you can't fast forward to the crashes.
that's
Or
true
look
too.
it up on YouTube the next day.
No, you can still do that.
I mean, I guess you can. No, they're like, no, you can't go.
You bought a ticket. You don't
get
have
to
access. Oh, that's awesome.
Go. Okay, ready to
So yeah,
start
I think
this
we're
puppy?
done with the news. Let's go into March to the Stars.
Okay, I'm not going anymore.
Awesome. So this is our first episode of our first ever science fiction month, and I'm totally pumped. So as you all should know, we watched WALL-E tonight.
We should have waited and watched Padma Inverted.
Oh, that would have been perfect for this month.
But
and
we didn't think about that.
Yeah, we hadn't figured out that we wanted to do a sci-fi month yet. But yeah, that's among my very favorite science fiction movies, animated or otherwise. It was, man, such a good movie. But we're not here to talk about Padma. We're here to talk about Pixar's WALL-E from 2008. I can't believe this movie is almost 10 years old already.
This movie came out when I graduated.
That's crazy to me on several levels.
Yeah, because you graduated in like 1914.
Yes. I graduated early. I was slated to graduate in 1915, but I'm super smart. Anyway, so, man, WALL-E is such an interesting movie for a company like Pixar to put out. And, you know, Disney, Pixar, their core audience of all of their animated works is kids. Like, that's their core audience. Now, they've always been really good at appealing to parents, too, because they know it's the parents that are going to have to buy these tickets and take their kids to these movies. So they always do things that appeal to the parents, too. There's always jokes that go over the kids' heads that are just there for the parents and references and things like that. And I think this movie takes that idea almost as far as you can go. Because I remember sitting in the theater the very first time, and when that first, I don't know, 20 to 25 minutes goes by and not a single character in the movie has a word of dialogue, it's all just noises. You see clips of Hello Dolly and some advertisements, but no character in the movie
Fred
speaks.
Willard talks a lot.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You see like advertisements and things like that, but he's not really a character in the story. He's kind of flashbacks almost, because it's like pre-recorded stuff.
I
that
did
he's
like
done.
the blend of. See, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The blend of the like the live action elements.
Yeah.
With, like that. It works good when it's just one of them, but when they were showing like on the cruise,
Like
and
the advertisement of the Axiom.
yeah, and there was like the real life people and there was like the robots, and it was like, that doesn't really look good.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice.
That was too far of a stretch.
Yeah.
If they would have, attempted to make, real life versions of those robots, just kind of like as a prop or whatever, I think that would have gone over better in those scenes just because they didn't fit at all.
Or do you actually wish they would have just animated those human characters?
No, I liked it.
Really?
I liked because then if you would have just had Hello Dolly, you would have had to animate Hello Dolly.
That's true.
And that would have been
That's
weird.
true. I agree with that. You
think they wanted to, and they were like, oh, screw it.
No, I don't think so. I think they made very conscious decisions with, I think Hello Dolly played into it because you have to have something similar. And, they really wanted to show this kind of, not evolution, but devolution or de-evolution of the human race on these spaceships in space. And they show that one kind of moment that the captain is looking at all the former captain's pictures. He looks at that first one, and it just looks like a photograph of a guy, a real human guy. And then they get more and more cartoony along the way, and then it turns into the picture of him. And, it's weird. They went through several iterations of what the people would look like on this ship. And when they began, it was way out there, like the end of time machine out there. And
like Morlocks
all of
stuff?
all of the humans had devolved into these gelatinous, like green blobs, and they were basically just blobs of goo. That's all they were. And then eventually they started like adding eyes and and limbs and things like that. They eventually landed on what we see now, which is just really plump,
They're just
fat,
fatty cats.
baby-like humans. And they didn't want them to be like adult obese. They wanted them to be like baby obese. So you notice they're like that overstuffed baby look,
Yeah.
where it's like soft, pale skin, and it's not like, flabby and like adulty. There's a different kind of chubbiness to a baby than a large human being that's an adult. And, so they went down that road where they wanted to really push that idea of, they're just big babies in space. They're in these like little automated cradles, basically, that give them everything they need. You want one, don't you?
No, I have a question.
What?
Where did the babies come from?
I had that same question.
'Cause
I'm assuming
we
Petri
talk-
dish.
We should do an episode because we've had questions like that.
Yes.
Like with Disney and animated stuff. Like,
Yes.
how did this happen?
Okay. Should we do that as like a top 5, or should we do it as like a discussion?
Ooh, that should be a discussion because there's
Okay. Maybe we pick like 2 or 3 that we just hash
that
out.
we just need to know. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good one. I'm going to write it down so we don't forget it. Vamp, Josh.
No. Yeah, I had seen this movie like when it came out in 2008 because I think, if I remember correctly, a whole bunch of guys, because that was still back when I lived in Shawnee, and the majority of my class had not, escaped.
Is that the
Yet.
sprawling metropolis of Shawnee in Oklahoma?
Shawnee, beautiful Shawnee, Oklahoma, population around 30,000.
Are they that big?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm surprised by
it's
that.
a big town.
Okay. Says
'Cause
the
it's
guy
off-
living in a small town.
Because it's off the highway. That's
Yeah.
why it's a big town.
Yeah.
If you live on the highway,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
good. If you live away from a highway, usually smaller towns.
I know.
Like the coast. That's why all the people live in the coasts and not, inside.
Right. Yeah. That's why
Like us.
Radiator Springs is so small and dying, because the freeway bypassed it.
Yeah, and it's dying because all the people there suck.
Had
Anyway,
to go
I
there.
remember seeing this with my class, like with a couple of people from my class, but and that was the last time that I saw this movie. I saw it in theaters, and then that was it.
Did you enjoy it back then?
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, okay, yeah, Wall-E, yeah, it's a cute little robot, blah, blah, blah. That's all I got out of that movie.
That's hilarious.
I don't think back in 2008 I was as much of a feel guy as I am now.
Oh, okay.
Because towards the end of at the end of the movie when Eve's trying to wake Wall-E up,
Yeah.
I kind of got me a little bit, and I was like, oh, the feels.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so the live action choice was very interesting. It's the first and only time they've done that in a Pixar film. And to me, it works for the most part. There are moments, like you said, that it kind of catapults me out of it.
It's just they just tried to do too much. If they hadn't have put the robots in there, that whole bit would have been fine. But they did the robots, and it looked weird. Because when Grandma's on the chair thing, that's not like a Pixar chair. It looked like a real chair. Just get props, animatronics. That's why Jurassic Park still looks fantastic.
Jurassic Park is fantastic.
And you know what else still looks fantastic? I know you don't like the movie.
Starship Troopers.
Here's the thing. We'll watch it. It still looks really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, we'll after
Well,
we're done.
because I didn't
we'll go
think
in
it
there.
looked good when it came out.
Yeah, but you shut up.
So it looks that same quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it looks better than anything else that came out in, what was that, 2002?
I have
I don't know my
no recollection
I
of
just
when
know
that
that it's
came
the
out.
best movie because Casper Van Dien. And Neil Patrick Harris.
You're a hardcore Casper Fandian.
I am a Casper Van Dien.
That's amazing.
Thanks to Rooster Teeth for that awesome
Totally.
short.
So one of the cool things about Wall-E is it sprung out of what has become this legendary lunch meeting that happened between 4 people at Pixar. Basically,
guess.
it's the Mount Rushmore of
John
Pixar.
Lasseter,
Yes. Do you know anybody else?
Fred DuPont,
No.
Martina McBride,
No.
and Peter Gabriel.
Oh, you're so close. One of them is named Pete.
Oh, look at that.
I'll give you a point for that.
Pete Holmes.
So the director of this movie, Andrew Stanton, and John Lasseter, like you said, and Pete Docter, and then the late Joe Ranft were all at this lunch. This is basically near the end of the Toy Story production. So things were finally coming to a close with Toy Story, their very first feature, and they were planning their next movies, their future movies. They were getting ideas out. At that meeting is when they spawned the ideas for A Bug's Life, which was their second movie, Monsters, Inc., and Finding Nemo, and then finally they came up with the idea for WALL-E.
Jeebus Crispies.
So they came up with all of those
How
at this
long was this
one
lunch?
meeting, and it's kind of like one of those moments in history where just everything in the creative, mindset for them was just on fire, and they were just coming up with all these great ideas. And some of those they worked on for many, many years, and WALL-E being the one that they worked on the longest, because that was in 95 when they had that meeting. And this didn't come out until 2008. So it's a long period of time.
Years.
And, this one went through so many iterations, like I told you about the people looking so different. And they had different ideas about why the humans left. And they had different ideas about what would come down to Earth. And it would be aliens, or it would be this, that, and the other. And, it went through a lot of iterations until it kind of landed on this idea that WALL-E should fall in love. And
which is something robots don't tend to do.
Which makes it all the more endearing, because it's just neat to kind of believe that these robots can have feelings for each other. It's totally cute. For me, this is Pixar's greatest love story. Like, they don't do a lot of romance, and
Bug's Life was pretty good.
Yeah, there's some romance there. I mean, there's some romance between Lightning McQueen and Sally and Cars, and there's some romance between Mike Wazowski and Cecilia, and I mean, there's little bits here, but none of those are a main storyline. They're never the main storyline. And this one, the main storyline is WALL-E falling in love with Eve at first sight, and then her slowly falling in love with him over the course of the movie, and then the happy ending.
Yeah.
So I just think it's beautiful, and I really like it. And it's impressive because so much of the acting is just done physically, because they have supremely limited dialogue. And during the production, they studied silent films. They especially studied Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, the great comedic film stars of the silent era. And that was a genius move, because it showed them how expressive and emotional and just gripping you can be just by doing poses and faces and things like that.
Well, going off of that, I think for me, there were too many little fall gags.
I mean, they used a lot of that.
They used a lot.
I mean, like I said, they went after a Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton kind of thing, and that's kind of what this movie is in a lot of ways. To me, it's a little more Buster than it is Charlie, but
yeah, because Charlie was more situational.
Yeah, I mean, I felt more emotion out of Buster Keaton, and I find WALL-E very emotional. So I feel like it's more Buster.
It is interesting how they can what they can emote with just two eyes.
Yeah, and I feel like.
But no, I guess he did have his hands, and he had his neck and his little box thing. But I mean, it's just really interesting.
She had even less, but you could tell what she was going through the whole time.
Hers was like almost all eyes.
Yeah,
just like little pixels, and that was it.
Yeah, and I just thought that was magic, and I felt they did such a good job with it that I never questioned what he or Eve was feeling or thinking the entire movie. I felt like I knew exactly what they were going through in every moment, and that's impressive to me. That's really good animation, and it's really good acting in animation, and that's kind of what animators have to be. They have to be actors, because they're making these characters act, and man, they did a fantastic job with that.
Because let's see, what did WALL-E say? It was like Eve, directive, and
his own name. He said WALL-E, and he said plant.
And that's about it, right?
And then the rest was just kind of noises.
Yeah, and the same
thing. I think he called the cockroach something, but I couldn't tell what it was.
Oh, he talks to Mo.
Yeah, he talks to Mo.
Yeah, and he says Mo.
I like Mo.
Mo was great.
That scene where WALL-E does the little skid mark to see him clean it up,
like,
and then he skid marks his face. That cracks me up. I think this movie is hilarious. I mean, I was laughing throughout.
It was really good.
I had forgotten how funny it was. It's been a couple years since I've seen it, and I'm not like you. I don't have the steel trap, so I can come back to a movie and be completely surprised by it again. And that happened to me tonight. I was cracking up, man. That's a funny movie. When I think of it as this very quiet, solitary.
Yeah, I think that's what I was
movie,
thinking of.
But I had forgotten how much personality and humor is in it, and it's so good. It's just really well done.
Here's a question: Have we done a Pixar movie?
Surely we have, right? We had to have done a Pixar movie.
You talk. So
okay.
Say your thing.
Okay. Did you happen to notice that?
I like how I say your thing, like a vamp thing, and then you're asking me questions.
Right. When the president, the head of by and large, Fred Willard, yes, makes the.
It's just Fred Willard. It's like why? It's Aslo.
Issues that final directive of A113. Did you catch that?
A113.
Yeah.
No, but I caught a lot of the Star Wars sounds.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that in a minute too. But do you know what the significance of A113 is in Pixar world? Well, in Disney World in general?
In Pixar world.
I don't know. You read a lot of stuff. So.
April 1st, 1913 is when Walt Disney was born.
No.
Oh.
That is not correct. You're not a mile off, but you're like a half mile off.
Okay, what?
Moana. Oh, yeah, we did Moana. Where was I? A113. Pixar, in my world, there may be some anime things that would beat it, but in my world, Pixar is the king of Easter eggs. They put Easter eggs in every single one of their movies, and their websites and YouTube videos just galore, just identifying Easter eggs in all their movies. Well, there are 2 Easter eggs that I know of that are in every single one of their movies. One of them is A113. That number shows up in every single one. The significance of that is the classroom number of the animation class at Cal Arts Institute that most animators in California come out of. That's the school that Disney started. So that's in every one of them. Like it's the license plate. It's exactly. It's the license plate of the Pizza Planet delivery truck in Toy Story. The Pizza Planet truck is the other Easter egg that is in every single Pixar movie.
Yeah,
Did you spot it tonight?
Yeah, it's in the garbage.
You got it. Eve is scanning. It's one of the first things she scans.
I had seen that.
Yeah, and it's in every single one. The only other single thing that I know is in every Pixar movie to date is the voice of John Ratzenberger. Mm-hmm. He's a voice actor in every single one so far. Bonnie Hunt is in almost all of them. But
Bonnie Hunt was in Zootopia.
Ratzenberger is in all of them. So.
Congrats to Zootopia, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I think we talked about that already.
Did we? No, we didn't, because our last one we recorded before the Oscars.
Congrats to Zootopia.
Yeah, we can pause and congrats
It's one of those,
Zootopia.
we knew it was going to win anyway.
We had a pretty good feeling it would, but you never know when it comes down to those things that are voted on or judged.
Yeah, like how La La Land won and then Moonlight won.
Oh, gosh. Man, what a flub.
Was, I can't remember, the movie with the kid who goes back and goes to the future to...
Are you asking me about a movie that came out this year?
No. There's a dinosaur, he goes to the future, his parents are there.
His parents are there.
Yeah, he meets his wife, and, his kid comes back to bring him back.
Oh, you're talking about Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah, is that Pixar?
No, that's Disney.
That's Disney? Okay, yeah then. We've done
I thought
Moana.
you were talking about a real live movie.
No, we did Moana. That's our only Pixar movie we've done.
Until today, yeah. So you guys should definitely tune in to our friends Cloud City Cast podcast. They're an awesome nerdy podcast like we are. They talk Disney, they talk Star Wars, they talk Marvel. They're awesome. They're on 3 times a week, and they're very entertaining. I religiously listen to them. And anyway, we had a little bet going with them if you haven't been up on things, and we won it. So they're going to have to do some change-up episodes as their payment. Is it payment for losing the bet.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, go.
So
go
I'm
check,
excited.
Go
Check
out
them
their
out to hear what they're
Monday-
gonna do.
Yeah, their Monday or their whatever their Monday was.
Was it their Marvel Monday or
was
was
their
it
Marvel
their
Monday.
Walt Wednesday?
It was their Marvel
Yeah,
Monday.
that's right. It was Marvel that they talked about it. So you can listen to them tell you what they're going to do. We're going to be on one of them, I think, with them as co-hosts.
I think we're gonna be on the Star Trek ones.
Sweet. I'm
Spoilers.
excited because they're a fun couple, and I think they're going to do some really cool things with it. So I'm excited. It's going to be great. Anyway, back to Wall-E. What were we talking about when we got distracted?
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, the Easter eggs, all the Easter eggs. So I ended on John Ratzenberger.
So the music in this, I mean, we start off with Hello Dolly, and really there's not really a lot afterwards other than Peter
There's the
Gabriel.
Louis Armstrong song.
Okay, yeah, but then that's about
and
it.
then it's mostly score. You know who did the music?
Mm-mm.
It was
Danny Elfman.
a guy named Thomas Newman, who was actually the cousin of Randy Newman, who of course did the music for Toy Story and like 10 other
Randy Newman.
Pixar films. So it's an interesting little connection there. You mentioned Star Wars. The guy, okay, I'm gonna look for his name while I talk about this.
Well, because
the
like
guy
they sounded like pit droids.
Well, the guy who did R2-D2 for Revenge of the Sith is the guy that they brought in to do this, to do like the sounds for Wall-E. Yeah, so I can imagine that a person would hear a lot of Star Wars similarity. Ben Burt, I think is his name. Yeah, Ben Burt. So he basically, the story goes that after Revenge of the Sith, he told his wife, I'm never doing a movie with robots again. But then Pixar came to him and they told him the story of this robot that falls in love. And he's like, I'm in. Like instantly.
Like
he was
robots
like, yep,
that fall
I'm
in
in.
love. Okay.
I thought that was cool. So, yeah, I mean, it seems like you enjoyed it, Josh.
Yeah, I did.
That's good. It's a love story. It's
That
got
was the
robots.
only
It's
thing.
science
See,
fiction. It's got space.
I don't care too much for, like, robots are just kind of there. Like, everyone loses their minds over R2 and 3PO, and I'm like, whatever. This is robots. Who cares?
That's hilarious. I mean, I think...
Like, I'm sure if I had a robot, I'd be like, cool.
Look at my robot.
Yeah, and I'd be like, proud off. But I mean, like, that's not my robot. It's
Yeah.
George Lucas's robot, and I don't care about it.
But these robots do a cool space dance. It's like the best date ever.
Yeah, they fly around.
They're so adorable.
Do some cool stuff.
What do you think about the animation? Because I think the animation's top notch. I think
I don't know, we
even...
watched it on DVD.
You're so lame. Even today, it holds up. It is one of the most well-textured,
it looks
well-lit,
really good.
well-designed movies they've done. And I had forgotten how supreme the animation is in it. And it's... Right now, I would probably put it as... Oh, gosh. I mean, it's probably in the top 5 as far as Disney and Pixar, as far as just animation quality. Really freaking good. I loved it. The music was great. The story was amazing. Characters are delightful. This is a total win for me. Like, I really dig it. You want to go ahead and rate it?
Yeah, I'm going to give it 4 dippers.
4 dippers.
Yeah.
High praise for a Pixar movie.
The highest Pixar
I
movie
like
I've
it.
ever rated.
Would you say it's your favorite Pixar movie?
I want to watch A Bug's Life again.
Oh, good pick.
I love A Bug's Life.
That's funny,
That
too.
one, that's the only... I can say with certainty that is the only Pixar movie I've watched multiple times.
Oh, really?
Like...
Well,
actually
now
decided,
you've watched WALL-E
no,
twice.
I know, but like
Before
not,
this?
not for I mean for enjoyment, for
Oh,
fun.
by choice.
Yes,
Got it.
I've
Okay.
watched. Yeah.
Cool. Well, my rating is high as well. This one gets 5 Jiminy Crickets from me.
Well, you know.
It's a perfect movie. Like
Pixar
there's
movies
very
are far
little.
from Gavin.
Well, hey, there are Pixar movies that would not get anywhere near a
Moana
5
did
for
not
me.
get a 5.
What?
Moana didn't get a 5. She got a
Well,
3.
that's not Pixar, but
Yeah, isn't it?
no, it's Disney.
I thought that was Pixar was Moana's first. Moana was
No.
Pixar's first.
No,
What was Pixar's first Disney princess?
that was Brave.
Oh,
Brave,
oops.
which is a definite 5.
Then we haven't done any Pixar movies.
Oh yeah, you said Moana was. That's
Yeah.
funny. I didn't catch
That's
you
how
on that
much
earlier.
I know about Pixar.
I can't believe I didn't
All
catch
this
you on that
time,
earlier.
I thought Pixar was Moana, and I was
No.
giving Pixar props.
Last year's Pixar movie was Finding Dory.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we did do Finding Dory. We did a Cartoon Cafe, and I think we
Yep,
gave it a.
that's what we did.
Did we give it a 3? I think. Give it middle of the pack.
Yeah,
Something that we.
I
wouldn't
gave it a
watch
2 or
again.
3. I can't remember. I mean, I'll watch it again, but yeah.
You know me, still trapped. Don't have to see it. Know how it went.
That's awesome. All right, dude. You want to do a top 5?
And now for another time. Okay, no, we'll let Jeff do it.
Sweet.
And now for another top 5.
Oh.
Because we were talking a lot about, 5 old men on a park bench and, lunch at Tiffany's or something like that. So I was like, maybe get away from
what
that.
What about breakfast at Tiffany's?
And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? And I think I...
Remember the film?
Yeah, I was waiting. So for...
You're not going to leave
No,
that
yeah,
in,
we're
are
going to
you?
leave
Oh
breakfast
my
at Tiffany's in.
Terrible.
So, for this top 5, we decided to do our top 5 animated sci-fi characters.
That's correct.
And that could be cartoons, anime, stop motion.
And I think we're going to...
Are there any
It's going to
stop
reveal
motion?
our... Yes, there
There's-
is.
like what?
A Grand Day Out, Wallace and Gromit. They build a rocket and they fly to the moon. Science fiction. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things ever. Gromit, we've forgotten the crackers. Oh, why don't you love them? They're so good. So you're up
it's me
first.
first, yeah.
Yep, you're up first.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So Josh cheated.
Josh never cheats. So you're gonna have 25 people on this,
No,
aren't you?
No. Maybe. So for my number 5, I went with Rick and Morty from Rick and Morty.
I don't know that show.
That's all right. You don't gotta know Rick and Morty.
I don't.
Rick and Morty is hilarious.
It's on your top 5. I want to know what it is.
I would have to show you Rick and Morty.
Is it like a Nickelodeon show?
No,
or is
it's an Adult Swim show.
Oh,
So-
gotcha.
Yeah.
I just thought of another character.
Oh, look at that. But yeah, it's basically originally what it was was a spoof of Back to the Future, where you have this boy and this old man, and the old man takes him through different stuff. So it was basically a spoof of Back to the Future.
Okay.
But then they were like, let's make them related because that seems better than this random high school teenager who just hangs around with this old nuclear physicist guy. So if we make them related, it seems a little bit better.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, they go on like all sorts of like crazy stuff, kind of like Adventure Time ish.
Mm-hmm.
But Alex Hirsch, sorry. I'm pretty sure I can't remember what it was. Like they know each other.
Oh, okay.
Like it's
So he didn't work on that show at all.
I don't know. I know he's been a guest voice on the show,
Mm-hmm.
and I cannot remember his name for the life of me. But you know the Blyndon Blandon from Gravity Falls?
Mm-hmm.
He's
the guy that does Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Got it.
So yeah, they have like that connection there. But
Nice.
yeah, and there's also another connection between Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty. Remember when Stan turns on the big portal, the big Stargate in the basement,
Yes.
and he has a cup or he has a mug, and it goes into the void.
Yeah.
Fun fact, in Rick and Morty, this is months before that episode aired. Rick and Morty are going through, like, they're being chased, and it's like this place, and there's a whole bunch of these same portals all over the place. And you see the pencil, the paper, and the mug float through one of the scenes. So Rick and
awesome.
Morty in Gravity Falls, kind of same universe-esque.
Wow.
But yeah, that premiered like...
Or at least parallel universes.
Yeah, I mean, that premiered months and months before the Gravity Falls episode.
Wow, they took their time with that last season.
Yeah, this
It
is
kind
true.
of came out in drips and drabs.
This is very true.
So, yeah. Nice.
But yeah,
That's a
so
good
yeah, I go
pick.
Rick and Morty, my number 5.
I like it. All right, my number 5 is a movie that you revealed on the last episode that you don't like, and that I don't understand. It's from The Iron Giant.
Oh.
It is none other than the Iron Giant, who is one of the coolest, most impressive robot characters in an animated film. That's another example of okay. That is very Back to the Future. He's showing me a picture of Rick and Morty right now. That's
so
funny.
it's very.
I mean, the Iron Giant is kind of in the same line as Wall-E. You know, it's this very emotional connection with a robot. Of course, it's humans and one robot, but the idea that they can create a human emotional response to a robot is impressive. And that was directed by another Pixar director, Brad Bird. He's amazing. And now back to you, Josh.
All right, so for my number 4, see,
Looking at your phone.
I'm pulling pictures up
Okay.
because it's easier when I tell you, so that way you can, have a visual.
Sure.
For my number 4, I delved into the world of anime, and I went with Shinya Kogami from Psycho Pass.
Okay.
Who is voiced by Robert McCollum.
He's pretty cool looking.
Who is one of our anime guests.
Yeah. So what's science fiction about it? Because he looks like
it's basically Minority Report.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
The whole show is basically Minority Report.
All right. Is it better than Minority Report?
It's way better than Minority
Wouldn't take
Report.
much.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, even like there's a central thing, like a central intelligence that, tells them what to do and basically tells these crime coefficients and everything like that. Mm-hmm. They have that exact same thing in Psycho Pass.
Nice.
It's fantastic. It's a great anime.
That's cool.
It's a must watch, and it's super sci-fi.
Awesome.
Like, it's ridiculous.
I like that. I like that a lot. Sounds good. How long is that series?
2 seasons and a movie. And I think they're
totally doable.
24 episodes each season.
Okay.
So
that's not bad.
You've basically got 48 episodes and a movie, so I would say 52 episodes total.
Nice. All right. My number 4. When I think science fiction, one of the first things that comes to my mind is none other than Star Wars. So from Clone Wars, the Genndy Tartakovsky micro series, I'm going with Mace Windu. He is so BA in that series. There's just that one episode where he's in the desert and just taking on those guys. And there's that huge, like, I don't know what it is, that big hydraulic stamper ship that's just taking out huge swaths of the battleground. And he's just in the midst of that. Oh, it's amazing. He's my favorite thing that happens in that whole show. And that, just for that episode alone, really, he's my favorite character in that series. So yeah, he's my number 4.
Nice.
And he's got the purple lightsaber. It's so cool.
The purple lightsaber is pretty dope. I'm going to show you, this is my number 3.
Okay. Oh, good
My number
pick.
3, I went with Spike
Good
Spiegel
pick.
from
Good
Cowboy Bebop.
I'm going to admit something here. I forgot about Bebop.
Dude.
I know.
Really?
I'm putting him on my honorable mentions
He's
now.
a rhinestone cowboy.
I don't know if he'd make my top 5, though, but he's going on my honorable mentions.
Oh, yeah. I can't even, there's really no, why even bother? Just, it's Spike. It's Spike Spiegel.
Yeah.
There's no...
If that doesn't mean anything to you people, you need to go watch Cowboy Bebop. It is incredible. The show and the movie.
Stephen Bloom, I believe, is the voice actor.
Of Spike?
In the American, yes.
Mm-hmm. He's awesome, whoever it is. I'm not sure.
So what do you got for your 3?
All right, so my 3 is tonight's title character, Wall-E. I think Wall-E is one of the most well-rounded, well-acted, well-animated characters in the Pixar canon. And I'm impressed every single time I see this movie about how much I get out of that character that says, like we said, 4 or 5 words in the entire movie. Spectacular. So I love him. He's the star-crossed lover, and he's a robot. It doesn't make sense, but it makes perfect sense. That's my number 3.
Nice. So for my number 2, before we get into the honorable mentions, I went with a video game character.
Ooh, interesting.
I went with Commander Shepard from the Mass Effect series. Mainly because...
I didn't consider video games either.
Right, yeah. So mainly because you are Commander Shepard.
Uh-huh.
So you are the main character. So you have all of these choices that you have to make. So you do that in the first one. Way more choices in the second one. The second one's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you have the same, you have a good amount of choices in the third one as well. A lot of people did not like that game. I loved that game.
I enjoyed the 1st
I'm
one, and I wanted to play through the series, but I
Yeah.
just don't have time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the new one comes out, Andromeda comes out in like
It's really
2
good
weeks.
sci-fi.
But
What's the name of his ship?
the Normandy.
That is such a cool ship, dude.
Yeah.
I love the Normandy.
BA.
It's a cool design.
Can we say
Good
BA or
pick.
can we just say it?
Just say BA.
So, okay. I thought you were gonna let me say the other one. I was like, oh. But yeah,
That's
so
hilarious.
Commander Shepard. Yes, I mean you
Excellent
get to do all
pick.
kinds of stuff. And,
You know who I would? I'm not gonna throw it on here, but you know who I would have picked if I would have thought of video games. Which is the character in Gears of War? I can't remember his name.
Marcus
the character
Phoenix?
that dies, not
Dom.
Marcus. Dom. That's my character, man.
All the poor stuff
And-
that happens to
Oh,
Dom.
it's such a tragic story. But yeah, he'd be my pick if I did a video game character.
You know,
and that has some pretty good animation in
Yes.
it. That series, it's really good.
You know, since I bought that Xbox One S,
Mm-hmm.
we do have Gears of War 1, 2, 3, 3.5, and 4.
The 3.5 was the Cole backstory,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Coal
that's right.
Train.
Coal Train.
So I've got all of them. We
Yeah.
should totally run through them. At least the
I would
first one,
love
and then
to.
get to like you have that really cool story.
Maybe we should take like a staycation and take like 3 or 4 days off,
Dude.
or like 2 days off and a weekend, and just like
I did whenever you
Marathon
want.
it.
Whenever you want. I got time. Whenever you want to do it.
That's awesome, man. I like it. All right, let me do my number 2, and then we'll do the honorable mentions.
Nice.
So my number 2 is a villain from a Disney science fiction movie, which you mentioned just a short while ago. Meet the Robinsons,
Okay.
bowler hat guy, Michael Goob.
Well, Bowler Hat
Bogubian.
not words. Bowler Hat guy is not really the villain.
Well, he's the
It's
hapless
hat.
villain, and it's the hat that's really in control. Yes, but the character
Bowler Hat
is
villain's
bowler hat guy.
He's hilarious.
amazing.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
If only I could grow up to be Bowler Hat guy.
Hey, there's still time. You start working on that mustache now.
Yeah.
I bought a bowler hat. You can use it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so to me, that's a wonderful science fiction movie.
That is a very good
And
pick.
yeah, bowler hat guy is my number 2.
All right, so honorable mentions. You want to go ahead and do your honorable mentions?
Sure. Do you have a ton?
No, but I got to look one up.
Okay, cool. I'll do mine. So I had to pick a character from Disney's Atlantis, which is another science fiction movie we talked about on one of our episodes. I'm going with Vinny, the demolitions guy, Italian guy. I consider Big Hero 6 a sci-fi movie, and my favorite character in that is Go-Go. So Go-Go gets an honorable mention.
But what about Tadashi?
Tadashi is here.
Stop.
Sorry. From a movie we're going to talk about at the end of March to the Stars, Treasure Planet, I'm going with John Silver, the
I thought you were gonna go
cyborg.
with the cat.
Nah, I like John Silver in that. I think of Wreck-It Ralph as a sci-fi movie because it's a science fiction in that it's sentient video game characters that are like programs running around
Yeah.
inside their own world. So Ralph is my pick from that.
I thought you were going to choose Jane Lynch.
It was either going to be Ralph or Vanellope, but Ralph is really my favorite character in that movie. Chuck, the astronaut from Planet 51.
Oh,
So-
The Rock?
Yes, Dwayne Johnson. He is amazing in that movie, just as he is in Moana. But that's a movie that I don't think a lot of people know of, but it's really, really good. It was on our short list to
Yeah,
do
it
this
was.
month. So we'll save it for next March. Or we'll do it sometime in between. Who knows?
Because, yeah, we had chose between, like, it was Mars Needs Moms,
Mm-hmm. Planet 51.
and
There
whatever
was
our
one
last
other
one was.
one that I thought was...
I think we bumped something and moved Metropolis up.
Yeah.
Because Metropolis was supposed to
Oh,
be...
it was something that we moved to anime because you wanted it more in anime than you did in the sci-fi month. Was it Summer Wars?
I think it may have been Summer Wars.
I think so,
it may have
yeah.
been Summer Wars.
I think so.
Spoiler, Summer Wars.
That's all right. So the one that I thought of while we were talking was Fry from Futurama.
Oh, yeah. That's
a
good. That's good.
Great science fiction show. And then I'm throwing Spike Spiegel in there too
Nice,
because
nice.
he's the man.
So, my honorable mentions, not terribly long. I went with Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars.
Okay, excellent.
Duo Maxwell from Gundam Wing.
Okay,
The best of the Gundam pilots.
Sure.
Fry and Bender from Futurama.
Nice.
I had those in there. And I also went with Samurai Jack.
Oh,
so
good.
The
Good
samurai
mention.
himself.
Good
I wonder
mention.
where he is. I wonder where he is on yours.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, there were others that Makoto Misaka from Certain Scientific Railgun and Certain Magical Index. She would have been on there. She's on the short list, but decided, she didn't quite make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who did make the cut? My number one. Mm-hmm. This character right here. Does she look familiar?
Not really. Okay. I mean, in that she looks like a lot of other anime. She
looks like a lot of
characters.
Anime girls. She
looks really cute. Is it a sailor?
No.
Oh, okay.
That is Asuka Langley Sorhyu from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Ah, okay. It's been so long since I watched that, and I
second child?
Don't remember much of it.
I believe she's the second child. Yeah, that's what she looked like when she was on TV.
I was actually wondering if you'd pick somebody from Evangelion.
Evangelion?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that show. Plus, I love Asuka. Asuka's the best. Those people that are like, Ray's the best, get out of here. Ray is... That's what I think of Ray.
Jeez.
Just through that.
You're just wrecking Rapunzel's tower up here.
I know. It's on lease.
Oh, okay.
We've got renter's insurance. It's very wobbly up here.
Is it? Oh, in the tower? It totally is. It's wobbling right now.
Yeah. Sway.
I blew it. Sorry. Yeah, well, all right, so...
Speaking of MTV references.
My number one pick for sci-fi characters in animation, none other than Samurai Jack.
What?
Samurai Lost in Time.
Well, you straight up told me it was going to be Samurai Jack when you did the planning meeting.
You knew it was going to be.
Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, thanks. Now I know.
Yeah.
And knowing's half the battle.
That is one of my all-time favorite animated shows. And, I mean, probably if we're talking about TV shows, it probably is my favorite animated TV show. And one of my favorite animations ever. So he's awesome. And if you guys haven't seen Samurai Jack, give it a try. It's so good.
New season comes on soon. This month, I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty soon, I think.
I believe it is March.
So I'm sure I'll have to wait for it to come out to be able to see it because I don't have TV service unless it happens to hit Hulu like in a delay situation or something like that.
Well, no, but Cartoon Network does stream their stuff. So
on their website?
Yeah.
Like the next day or something?
It's like the next couple days, but still, you can still stream it.
I'd be down for that.
Like, that's how I finished Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Okay. Well, that's how I originally saw Star Wars Clone Wars, was just on their website. Yeah. They released it between their shows, and then I think it was the next day they'd put it up on their website.
I'm sure they do the same thing still. But yeah, that's how I watched that. So
sweet.
Yeah, that's probably where I'm going to watch it.
I like it.
But you have the original series, right?
I have the whole thing.
Okay,
I own it.
I would like to watch that again before the new series comes out. I know Toonami's been playing them again, so they've been remastered and HD.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
All that jazz.
Super fantastic.
Which I don't think you would need to do that much for it. I mean, it's very stylized, so
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look
it's not like
I don't think
you
it would
wouldn't need super high end
much.
graphics on that. Yeah, it's a very flat, stylized show. So Josh, I want to talk a little bit about Audience Appreciation April.
Okay.
We had a lot of people give us their suggestions throughout the last month, and we thank you guys.
Your phone is going crazy.
So I put it in my pocket. There's a jazz game on right now, so I'm getting jazz tweets. Basketball stuff.
Is it jazz?
That's for another podcast.
Is a jazz tweet when someone tweets out with jazz fingers? They're like, so it's like, good job, but with like 17 other letters.
They do jazz hands.
That would be cool. That needs to be. We need to email Apple and be like, hey, next time, like for your little emote things, jazz hands.
Jazz hands, and they actually move.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Anyway, Audience Appreciation April. I just want to say thanks to everybody who participated and gave us your suggestions over the last month. We got a lot of good suggestions for things for us to watch and review in April. We didn't. And then we got a lot of really cool top 5 suggestions, I thought. So we're going to be compiling those and choosing this weekend. So we may start to reveal those over the next few weeks. And then we've also started pulling together our prize package. So we're not going to reveal anything yet, but guys, it's going to be epic. It's going to be a really good prize package, so you'll want to participate. And this month, we're going to give you a few more chances to get chances for the drawing. What would you say there? More ping pong balls in the hopper.
Weird analogy, but sure, bro.
Yeah,
go for
like
it.
the lottery.
There's no ping pong balls.
We might have ping pong balls by that time. You don't know.
You want to buy for those?
Anyway, so with each episode in our March to the Stars month, we're going to ask you guys a question. And all you have to do to get another entry into the contest is to answer this question on our episode post on Instagram. So just look for our post, which will come out. If you're listening to this, it's already out. So it comes out every Monday, and we'll ask a question on every episode this month. And if you answer it, you'll get another entry. So by the end of this month, you will have had a total chance for 13 entries.
Pretty much.
Nine chances in February and an additional 4 this month. Mm-hmm. So you can really rack up your chances if you keep participating and interacting with us. And we
promise we actually are doing something. We're not just...
Oh, we are.
We're not just like... And then in April, you can have another 4 chances. We've created this pyramid scheme.
That's hilarious.
But no, we're just waiting to... Yeah, we're just waiting to finish, finalize everything and everything to get here before we take an actual picture. We have one of the things, a print from one of our good friends, and I'm going to keep him secret until we actually... do everything.
We have another thing ordered and on the way, and
the other one we just gotta find.
We're gonna have several things. It's like I said, it's gonna be an awesome package. So look for that. So this week's question for you to answer. It's a question we posed to ourselves several episodes ago.
Why do I do this?
What live action movie would you like to see turned into an animated film?
And this doesn't have to be, because when we did it, we did Disney movies. Yeah. This can be whatever movie you want. Right. If you want Kiss Kiss Bang Bang as an animated movie with Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr. to redo the voices, we'll do it.
That would be amazing.
I say we do it. Like I'll have anything to
we'll
do
greenlight it. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I've got $20.
Yeah.
So that is 1/1,000,000th of what
that's
Downey
one
Jr.
rough sketch of a pose. You got it. So yeah, that's our question. It's one that I would love to hear your guys' answers for. I'm weirded out by how many things that are animated that they're turning live action right now. It's kind of disconcerting to me.
Like
I wish they were going the other way. Yeah, that's one of them. All right, man, you ready to talk about Star versus the Forces of Evil?
Yeah, let's go ahead and give it a shot.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say about Season 2. All
right, so basically the Season 2, we start off, it's after Ludo has already basically lost everything. His castle's been destroyed. Mm-hmm. Toffee kind of tricked him and everything, but Toffee's dead.
Oh.
Or is he? So yeah, at the end of the episode, Ludo kind of blows up, but there's part of a wand. So Ludo now has his own wand. Okay. However, it doesn't quite work because Star is happy, bubbly joy and can do whatever she wants. But Ludo, whenever he tries to use it, everything always backfires until he figures out that the best way for him to use the wand and make the wand work is for him to think, angry thoughts and everything like that, which is the complete opposite of Star, because in order for Star to get all of her stuff to work right, she has to think happy thoughts and everything like that.
Very Disney.
Yeah, exactly. So his, power is like this green evil color, and that's how he starts, getting, his powers and everything.
Okay.
Towards the end, the middle of the series, he ends up stealing Glossaric and Star's magic book that teaches her all about magic. So he steals this from her. And, Glossaric, now because he is bound to the book, has to help teach Ludo, magic. Mm-hmm. So it kind of teaches Ludo a little bit of magic. But this whole time, there's been something in Ludo that we didn't really know about. You kind of, start seeing some things that, nothing, it's not quite kosher. But we find out that Toffee is somehow inside of Ludo.
What?
Yeah, so...
like a possession scenario?
Exactly.
Weird.
So kind of like a Gould
right
symbiote type thing. So he's inside, and then the last episode that we have of the series, I'm just kind of blowing past all Ludo stuff because that's not important.
Sidebar real quick.
Star.
We mentioned Stargate a lot on this
We
show.
do mention Stargate a lot.
All right, keep going.
Which is fitting for the Star versus the Force of
Yeah.
Evil. We're mentioning Stargate.
There we go.
A lot of similarities. Well, they use portals and everything too, which are
Oh,
basically
cool.
just mini Stargates. So we find out that Toffee has, invaded Ludo,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of this episode, or the end of the season, really, there's a big fight between the Magic Council and Star's mom, and they're fighting against Ludo.
Mm-hmm.
And then Toffee, kind of fully possesses Ludo and can use all kinds of crazy magic and is like sucking the magic and energy out of all of them. Basically beats everybody.
Oh,
Like completely wipes the floor with all of them.
wow.
And yeah, that's how we kind of end the episode. That's how we kind of end Ludo's arc because he's slowly gathering.
Was that the mid-season finale?
That's
or
the
is
actual
that
season
the-
finale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the mid-season finale was when he stole Glossaric.
Gotcha.
Yeah, during
Gotcha.
Bon Bon the Birthday Clown stole Glossaric. But the main part of Star
Right.
this season
This is Star and Marco.
is Star and Marco.
Yep.
The beginning of the season, we have Marco in Mr. Candle Cares tell Mr. Candle, who's the guidance counselor, that he and Star are kissing buddies on the lips.
Whoa.
So yeah, which was really a kind of like a thing for Star's ex-boyfriend Tom.
Mm-hmm.
He's the prince of the underworld or whatever. Got horns, 3 eyes, pretty cool.
Nice.
He's basically, the whole bit with that was, we're gonna try and see what's going on, see if Marco and Star actually like each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's still very friendly the whole entire series, like pretty much the season, until we get to the Truth or Dare episode.
Right.
Where they're playing
Where
Truth or
the
Dare.
Twitter sphere blew up.
Exactly. That's when this is when it starts.
I remember the day that happened because you went crazy because your feed went crazy.
My feed blew up. And yeah, the way I watch it. It would premiere on Mondays, and then
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to watch it until Tuesdays because I watch it on Amazon Video.
Yeah.
And they don't give it. So my Instagram and Tumblr and everything would be filled with all kinds of spoilers. So then just be like, oh man, something happens here. But yeah, basically, it's this whole thing where Marco finally admits that he likes Jackie. I mean, we know, but Jackie doesn't know. So he finally admits it to Jackie in front of Jackie, and Star's there, and she's like, yeah, I have a crush on Oscar, who's this stupid keytar playing loser.
Only cool people play guitar, man.
Nobody cool plays keytar. So we have that happen. I mean, really, some hijinks ensue, and then because Star told a lie, she doesn't actually have a crush on Oscar. She doesn't really know what she feels. So then at the very end of the episode, they finally beat this little Truth or Dare box, throw it out in the trash. Marco's going to go to bed, and then Star's like calling for Marco's like, we have to get our Sunday breakfast burritos. So she's like, Marco Diaz, and then the little cube was like, correct, Star Butterfly is in love with, and then it just cuts there. So that's when you're like, oh snap, Star is in love with Marco.
Nice.
And we don't really have too much more of it until Mr. Candle Cares, which was the mid-season finale, and right before Starberry, where Marco and Jackie are going to the prom or spring, whatever, some dance together. And Star decides to go with Jana to a, clown seance. Because, why wouldn't you go to a clown seance?
Why not?
So then, we have a really cool little scene where, because, like a lot of 80s movies, cheesy, romance garbage, like the boy will come into like his date's house, and then the girl will do that slow-mo walk into the room down the stairs.
You gotta have the here I'm standing at the bottom with your corsage scene, and the girl walking down looking all hot. Yeah,
exactly.
Totally.
We do that, except we reverse it.
Oh, they flipped it?
Yeah. So Star and Jackie are in the room together, and Marco does his little slow-mo, like comes to the banister and is like, hey. And then, that's when Star's like, oh, snap, Marco.
Nice.
And she gets jealous the whole time and ends up spying on them and then using her magic to kind of like break Jackie's skateboard that they're both like doing some cool like Titanic Jack and Rose thing
Oh
where
my
Marco
gosh.
is Rose and Jackie's behind him, which would make sense. Jack and Rose, yeah. So yeah,
So is that the first time that she realizes that she likes Marco?
that's the first time I think she realizes that she
Okay.
likes Marco. Yeah.
Got it.
Other than just friends.
Right.
So we have that episode, and Jackie and Marco actually kiss in that episode.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that exploded a craziness right there.
Because
was the
nobody
kiss.
actually wants Marco to end up with Jackie.
I mean, there's some some people out there
Yeah.
that are like, sure, why not? But I mean, the main ship is Starco.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like from episode 1, they're like, here you go,
Like
go for it.
the people that wanted Ross to end up with the British girl in Friends. I can't remember her name.
Emily.
Yes. Nice. Steel
Oh,
trap.
why do I
man.
know that?
Steel trap.
It's
I love
so
it.
bad. But yeah, so then we go through this the episode where Marco throughout the whole entire season until we get to like the last couple episodes, he's dating Jackie, but I mean, there's really nothing there. He like talks
Okay.
on the phone with her like maybe twice, but that's it. And with
Well,
Star,
they're
even we don't have
kids.
anything.
There's not a lot of
Yeah,
dating.
they're 14. I mean, they
Yeah.
should be talking on the phone all the time.
Yeah, I guess.
Which I mean, yeah, like I said, there's like a couple scenes where they talk on the phone, but other than that, I mean, there's just nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And really, with Star and Marco, we really don't have a whole lot either. Until we get to, until we get to Star Crushed, I think it is. So they're gonna go to a Love Sentence concert, which
Right.
is a boy band, kind of like what was the boy band from Gravity
Several
Falls? Several Times. Kind of like Several Times, where this one, instead of Joey Fatone in Several Times,
Right.
they have Nick Lachey.
Nice.
So it's pretty good.
90s boy bands members looking for work.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dude, what else are they gonna do?
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, so they end up going to this concert because Star doesn't want things to be awkward between them.
Oh, okay.
Because she still likes Marco as a best friend and she likes Jackie and does kind of want them to be happy, but, still has these feelings for Marco and just doesn't want it to seem weird.
Right. She don't want to let that ruin their friendship.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I showed you the song that they sang. With
Yes.
Jackie on one end, Star on the other end, and
Yeah.
Marco in between them.
Yeah.
They're playing the Just Friends song.
Oh my gosh. That
And
seems ridiculous.
Josh is going to in-clip a clip right here.
It was no secret the way that we feel. A love that's so pure, a love that's so real. You showed me your world and it felt like a sign. But you acted too slow and you ran out of time. And now we'll be just friends. We will be just friends. And now we'll be just friends. Be just friends. I didn't mean to hurt you. You didn't have a clue.
So yeah, so after Just Friends, Jackie and Marco kiss again, but
after that whole scene where he's basically singing it to
he's
Star,
singing it to
then
Star.
he turns around and kisses Jackie.
Turns around and kisses Jackie.
Dang.
Well, because that's
Audience is, like, flipping
that's
out.
that's the part in the song where Star looks out, and that's when we see the first official Disney LGBTQ kiss
Right.
in a cartoon.
Yeah.
So we
Crazy.
actually have, I know for sure 3 couples other than the main couple that you first see
Right.
when they do that pan out shot.
Well, it's like couples of all types.
Yeah, it's a
kissing,
couple of all types,
But then
yeah.
you see a gay couple kiss.
A gay couple kiss,
and you
and
see
then-
a lesbian couple kiss.
Yeah, and there's like another gay and like 2 lesbian couples that are kissing, and then
Yeah.
I think once, like after Marco and Marco and Jackie kiss, he turns around to look for Star, and then there's another one. I think it's another gay couple kissing.
Yeah.
I can't really, because like half of their faces are cut off,
Right.
so I can't really be sure. I think it is because they both look like dudes.
Well, kudos to Disney for finally doing it. And
Yeah, I mean it's 2017.
I think it's kind of neat that they did it in that way because it was just like, here's just a crowd of couples. They're all couples. They all have a common denominator. They love this band that's putting on this concert. And they're all moved to kiss the one they love, and that's
Exactly.
it. That's it. That's all it ever needs to be. It's just love, and I
Exactly.
think that's really really beautiful, and it's ignited a lot of interesting conversations.
My goodness.
And I've seen some fiery stuff on the internet, but we're not about that. Kudos Disney. Good job.
I also like how Disney doesn't care. They're like, yeah, we'll give you your your gay kiss,
Right.
and then they're like, LeFou, why not? Sure, why not give LeFou a gay scene too?
Right. And it's cool that they didn't, make some big stink about it themselves. Like, hey, look at us, we're doing this. And,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it came
just-
out of like the
it just
Disney
came out,
stuff. It was really like
Yeah.
like the New York Times and stuff like that. We're like, oh,
Right.
hey, not the New York Times.
Honestly,
the Post.
honestly, you played me that scene, and if it hadn't been pointed out precisely to me, I don't know that I would have even taken a second glance at it and noticed necessarily.
I just knew because they ruined it for me on Instagram, so I was like, oh. But I mean, I still watched it. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's cute. It's cute.
Anyway, sidetrack.
And it's not like
keep
and
going.
it's subtle too, which is nice
Yeah.
too. They didn't were like,
Well, yeah,
right in
that's
your
what I'm
face.
saying. It was
Very
just
nice.
normal people having a regular experience at a concert, and
Except
I
for
thought that
Star.
was great.
She does not have
Except
a
for
fun
Star.
experience. She ends up leaving and blows up a sign.
Oh,
So yeah. Then we have the next episode where Star has her princess song, and part of that song we're going to be playing at the end of this episode
oh yeah, you played that for me before. I think it's a really cool song.
with Patrick Stump
Who's
from
that?
Fall Out Boy, lead singer of
Oh,
Fall Out
right,
Boy.
right. Okay,
sings
cool.
This one, and yeah, that one. It's really kind of cool. And then we get to the very, very end when Patrick Stump's character, I can't remember his name.
Is he one of the band members?
Well, he's like the lyricist who, does everything. Like he's the one who creates this song. So they have the first part of the song, and then they have this middle part of the song, and then we have this very end when he's like, Star Butterfly is in love with her best friend, and his name is Marco Diaz.
Oh.
And there she was like, oh, snap. So we have that, and then, gets awkward. Then we go to the very last episode, and there's been a time skip a little bit. We don't know how long, but it's now officially like graduation, or it's like the last day of school, like summer's starting.
Mm-hmm.
And Star and Marco have been avoiding each other. They basically say, yeah, I've been avoiding you. Because this is weird.
Man.
And they don't want it to be weird because they just want to be friends.
Right.
So we have, they decide, okay, yeah, we'll be friends. We'll have all summer to, talk about this stuff and figure everything out. So like, cool, let's do that. And Star goes up to a room, and then her mom is there after getting beat the crap up by Toffee, and is like, you got to leave because Toffee's back, and this is bad. We are all in danger right now. So Star ends up going downstairs, basically telling Marco, I have a crush on you. Thought these feelings would go away. They haven't. But now I have to leave, and I'll probably never be able to turn home. And so she runs upstairs, disappears through her portal, and is gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Show turned heavy.
Yeah, and
kind of
that's
took on a Stranger Things vibe there a little bit, it sounds like.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But yeah, that's how we end it.
Wow. That's how the series ends?
That's how the season ended, yeah.
Cliffhanger. I mean, that's kind of like how Troll Hunters ended, where he's in that other dimension. And
it's basically
like,
the opposite
he's out
of
there.
where, because Jim goes off through his portal and leaves all of his friends behind. Star goes off and leaves all of her friends behind.
Right.
But Marco does have a pair of dimensional scissors.
Subtle knife. Yeah.
Subtle knife. So he, can cut the dimension, make his own Stargates.
Right.
So that's how I'm pretty sure he's going to go get Star.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so season 3 is this summer, right?
Season 3 is this summer, yeah.
Dang.
Very quick
so
turnaround.
fast. So season 4 in the fall.
I don't know. Season 4, well, actually, who knows?
Probably next
If
spring.
Disney does another one of these things like they did with Starberry and just throw everything out,
Yeah.
in a month or a large chunk during a month, I'm like, yeah, you could, I guess.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I'm about to start to watch a animated TV show?
What are you about to start watching?
I just realized that on Hulu they have the Tron Uprising cartoon. It only lasted one season, and I never got to see it, so I'm excited. You can fall asleep over there. I don't care. I'm excited.
Hey, you know what? I'll let you talk about Tron Uprising. You let me talk about Stars. So
All right.
whatever.
I love the world of Tron. So, but that's really interesting hearing about how this season played out. Sounds like a fascinating show, and I mean, you've shown me a couple episodes, so I'll definitely give it a shot once it's over. I don't like to do that,
Well,
hanging on, waiting
think
for another season.
They were talking
so.
something about like 5 seasons, but part of me is
Yeah.
like, I think 3's a good number.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you ended at 3, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Because 4 seems like it would be a push, but if you go 5, 6 seasons, then it's just too much.
Yeah, if you're not a show that's designed in the way that The Simpsons or Family Guy or Futurama is, where it's so much just topical, it's like we just have the same characters and they just make jokes about what's going on in the world, basically, you can make it last. But if you got something like this that's got a real story to it, I agree. I mean, keep it to 2 or 3 seasons and tell the story right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to go on for... Now, I would love for it to go on forever.
Now,
but it's one of those, like, I really just don't see how you can.
what are you more excited about? Season 3 of Star or Season 2 of Troll Hunters?
Season 3 is Star,
nice.
Honestly. Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, because I've had more time with, the Star people than I have. And there's more characters in Star. Yeah. And you have stuff from, like, a villain perspective. Like, we have a lot of stuff with Ludo in this last season that you're kind of like, oh, well, I mean, Ludo kind of sucks. He's a bad guy, but nothing ever works for him. I mean, he's... I want to say you kind of feel for him, but it's just like, man, because there was an episode with called Ludo. I think it's Ludo in the Wild or in the Wild or something like that, where I don't think Ludo says like hardly anything, but it's all about him trying to survive in the wilderness. Because like he has nothing now, so it's like, how is he going to survive? And he ends up using his cunning and getting a giant spider and a eagle to be like his minions, because like you do.
That would take some cunning.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
No, it'd be hard.
Cool, man.
But yeah, so that's all I got.
Good review.
I rambled a bunch, but
that's all good.
Like,
It's all good.
We tried recording this before, had some
technical
mess-ups.
difficulties,
yeah.
but that's that's the podcast life, man.
Came back 2 days later. Saw Logan.
All right, we get it done. You went and saw a Marvel movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You asked me what I think?
Liam would be proud of you.
You gonna ask me what I think about it?
No, because I want Liam to still be proud of you.
Oh, no, I already talked to Liam.
Oh, you did?
It was okay. It wasn't that good.
Well, I don't know what you expected.
I honestly don't know what I was expecting either.
Nice.
But it's like,
All right, dude. Well, I think that about wraps it up, right?
Yeah, so next episode, we're going to be doing...
What is our next one? Is it Metropolis next?
Is it Metropolis?
I don't think so.
Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet's the last one.
Oh.
So what are the two in the middle? There's Metropolis and I didn't bring my count. That's it. That's what's next.
Titan AE is next? Okay.
I think that's next, yes. So
If only
that's going to be exciting.
Well, I mean, next episode we're going to talk about, all the people that entered.
Yes, we'll give shout outs
a nice little shout out to
all those people. And yeah, we'll have everything compiled. We've started to amass our prize package, which I'm excited about. And yeah,
I found a lot of good deals on that prize package.
Stay tuned because there's more details to be revealed about April, Audience Appreciation April, over the next few weeks. You won't want to miss it.
So Gavin, where can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me here in Rapunzel's Tower, sitting across from Josh right now, but also on Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Audison Art.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. King. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast.
On Twitter at Animate Podcast.
On Facebook at Animation Station Podcast.
On the interwebs at www.animationstationpodcast.com, where you can also listen to our episodes.
Click that little podcast link up at the top. You can listen to all of our podcasts. You can also find us on Instagram, on iTunes and Stitcher.
Yes, please be sure to rank us and subscribe.
And be sure and follow our other podcasts in the network with Cloud City Cast.
Yep. Getting into comics with Tim Page.
Tim Page and IGPX It's not IGPX.
I think it's
that's an
MG
anime.
Pro Tutor, right?
It's MG Pro Tutor.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering, MG Pro Tutor. So yeah, those are the other podcasts in our group. Make
And
sure you
who
give them a
knows,
listen.
maybe some more.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. We should have like a global network.
I want to have.
nerdy
I want us
podcasts.
to. I want to just like a movies, like a movies and TV shows one. We just talk about movies and TVs. Doesn't have. It can be animated. Doesn't have to be animated. Because kind of like some live action stuff.
Yeah. So like in genres outside of like what Cloud City does.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Just like, hey, these are some movies that we saw.
Yeah,
What you think?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Josh could give his impressions of Logan, and everyone would be like, "Boo!" Best part about Logan is we got a Deadpool 2 teaser.
Oh, really?
Yeah, got a little
Nice.
trailer.
Nice. I like it.
It's he goes into a phone booth when he sees him mugging, and they're playing like the Superman, the
Oh, cool.
and so he's like trying to change and everything, and the guy gets shot because he took too long trying to change.
Nice.
And he's like, dang, should have just called
Dang.
911. It's really good. It's pretty funny.
That's funny.
Tells Stan Lee to shut up during it.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty good.
Is he still making appearances?
Yeah, dude, he's only 94.
Jeez. All right. Well, I think this episode's long enough now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. 7 hours and 14 minutes.
Woo, it's a marathon.
All right, so for the Animation Station podcast, I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin. Made you look.
Weaving magic like a born spellcaster and wreaking havoc like a natural disaster. She rocks her narwhal blast in Wardecorn Stampede. She's gonna earn her crown